It feels like every time I read the news, mortgage rates are going up. I've been desperately looking for the fall and it doesn't look like it's coming anytime soon. And to rub salt on the wound, if your fixed rate is coming to an end soon like mine, it's not looking good for us. The average 2-year fixed rate mortgage deal is about £35 more per month than it was just a few weeks ago. That means that for most homeowners, a significant chunk of their income is being taken up by these increasing payments. Adding the fact that house prices are also soaring, it's a pretty bleak picture. But understanding what's happening in the market can be the first step to getting through this. So I'll quickly talk you through the facts and figures about what's happening, and then I'll get on to my 7 top tips to managing increasing mortgage rates. Inflation isn't slowing down as we expected. In fact, it's made a lot of people think that the Bank of England might crank up interest rates from 4.5% to maybe even 5.5%. And what's more, it's made many lenders rethink their game, raising mortgage rates and even removing some deals from the market. And over the weekend, lenders started changing the mortgage deals in ways that could squeeze households and firms even more. TSB pulled all of its 10-year fixed rate deals with less than 3 hours notice. And Santander, well, they bumped up their new mortgage rates and Coventry Building Society followed suit. So what's the result of all of this? Well, the average 2-year fixed rate on a 200 grand mortgage over a 25-year term is now at 5.64%. You think that's high? Just imagine what it could be in a few months. And the big kick in the teeth, a record 1 in 5 first-time buyers are now opting for mortgages of more than 35 years to lower monthly payments. A record number of first-time buyers are skipping their typical 25-year term, and almost 1 in 5 loans taken out by first-timers in March had these long terms, according to new data from UK Finance. But why the sudden love for this longer term loan? Well, it all boils down to rising interest rates. As rates increase, monthly payments for these longer term loans are relatively lower. This might sound good, but it's really not that simple. It could be creating a debt time bomb. So imagine this. Borrowers could find themselves strapped with a mortgage way into the end of their careers, or even worse, into their retirement. But here's the thing, the Bank of England has been hiking interest rates for the last year and a half. So if you're on a variable rate tracker, you're probably already feeling the burn. If you're on a fixed rate deal, you might not have felt the sting yet, but if it's coming to an end, then you need to watch the rates carefully. According to UK Finance, 1.5 million people will see their fixed rate deals end this year. So if you're one of the 800,000 coming off their deals in the second half of this year, experts are saying that you're in for a remortgage nightmare. Now listen, we've got no control over the facts and figures, but what we can control is our finances. And that's why I want to share with you 7 savvy tips to manage your mortgage costs, especially during an interest hike. So first up, know your mortgage type. If you're on a fixed rate mortgage, know when it's going to end. Or is it interest only? Or is it a tracker mortgage? Educate yourself about the finer details so that you know when to change your mortgage and look for a better deal. Tip number 2, understand the impact of a rate rise on your pocket. So work out exactly how much that'll be and get a clear picture of how an increase will affect your monthly payments. Use a budget calculator and work out your monthly outgoings. And that brings me to tip number 3. Now, determine what you can really afford. Life isn't just about paying off a mortgage, so make sure that your mortgage doesn't choke your lifestyle. It's also important to continually improve your credit score to make sure that you get the best rates, not just for mortgages, for credit cards and loans. Make all of those payments on time, and if you have a credit card, pay it off monthly if you can. Now, if that sounds like a lot, this next tip is really important, and it's seek professional help. There are loads of amazing services out there, so you don't need to do this alone. Step Change offers free mortgage advice, and I'll leave a link for you just below this video. On tip number 5, if you've missed 1 or more payments, don't fret. Talk to your lender about it. They're usually more understanding than you think. Also, if you can see this happening in the near future, some mortgages allow you to take a 3-month mortgage break to give you just a bit of breathing space to get your finances together. Next up, tip 6, ensure that you're on the best deal. Don't settle. Regularly check if there's a better mortgage deal out there for you. Like I said in the first tip, it's so important that you're across your policy. Too many people just let the mortgage tick over in the background, which could potentially be costing you hundreds or maybe even thousands of pounds more than if you shopped around. If you see a great deal, act quickly and lock it down. Don't wait till your policy expires to get a new deal. Plan ahead and just aim to find something the month before. And finally, the golden rule, tip number 7, overpay your mortgage whenever you can. This will help you to cut down the total cost and shorten the term. Listen, I totally understand that the cost of living is making us all feel the pinch, but if you can chip away at it, do it. Now, if you're concerned about the new interest rates and worried about your finances, then click here for my next video on the 7 normal habits that kept me broke and in debt for years. So click over here and I'll see you in the next video.